Hi, this is Mike from thesubstream.com, and this is an episode of Watch This Instead for the weekend on the 11th of June, 2010, and I am here to tell you what to watch instead of the remake of the Karate Kid movie. Quick answer, it's the World Cup. Ha ha ha, just kidding. Don't watch the World Cup. I'll spoil it for you. Every game is a 1-1 tie, and in the middle, a guy rolls around on the ground for 5 minutes pretending to be hurt. Now, if you're like me at all, which I know you probably are, you've often felt two things to be undeniably true. Number one, that Will Smith's kid, Jaden Smith, needs to be really famous as soon as freaking possible. And number two, that the original Karate Kid film from 1984 failed in essence because it wasn't about a 12-year-old and didn't have any Justin Bieber songs in it. Well, have I got some freaking news for you people, because guess what? In the new Karate Kid film, Jaden Smith becomes a superstar. And it's only a little bit, it is racist, but it's only a little bit racist because, you know, karate is from Okinawa, which is in Japan, and in the remake, which is called The Karate Kid, he doesn't actually learn karate, he learns kung fu, which is Chinese. And if they had called it the Kung Fu Kid, we wouldn't have collectively hoisted our giant pig snouts out of the trough long enough to think, oh, the Karate Kid is like the other Karate Kid movie from when childhood and positive memory. So don't see it. Don't go pay money to see it because it's pointless. There's no need for it to exist. Jaden Smith is actually a pretty good performer for a 12-year-old. Even for a 20-year-old, he's a good performer. He's way better, actually, than Ralph Macchio was in the original. And the Kung Fu is way better than the karate was in the original. It's way more action-packed and way more visceral, and it's shot in a much more entertaining way. But that said, Jaden Smith's character, the new Karate Kid, is 12. He's 12 years old. Like way prepubescent. Not an old 12, but a young 12. It's gonna be a long time before this kid gets his growth spurt. So when we watch this 12-year-old Karate Kid begin his awkward makeout session with another 12-year-old girl in Beijing, and they go and they do sexy dances for each other to Poker Face by Lady Gaga, the whole thing becomes this hyper-Bieber, post-millennial moment of tween funk sexiness that would make Prince feel weird. And it makes us feel weird because it is weird that people spent millions of dollars making a movie about 12-year-olds that has a romantic subplot. Do you know how many famous, moving, important, fictional, prepubescent romances there are in history? 0. But I cannot prove that to you because it is actually illegal to Google preteen romance or tween makeout. So yes, the Kung Fu is much better, it's much more brutal, but again, they're 12 years old. So at the end, when there's a big kumite and the people are beating the ever-loving snot out of each other with no gloves and no headgear, just vicious, brutal, repeated fist slammings and upside-down face kicks, you remember they're 12 and they're all being cheered on by their moms and dads who are really happy as they get their limbs broken and their teeth knocked out and their faces beat in. Have you ever thought to yourself, man, I really want to see a 12-year-old kid get kicked in the face 8 times by another psychotic tween whose performance makes Bolo Youngs in Bloodsport look like Mary Poppins? No, you haven't. Nobody's ever thought that. No normal person. It's almost like this whole film is just a really weird, psychotic, crazy excuse to make a star vehicle for Jaden Smith. So what should you watch instead? Watch one of the best films of all time that also happens to be real and about teenage exceptionalism and about pressure and competition and the need to win and about race and class in America. And watch the documentary Hoop Dreams, about 2 kids from Chicago who go to an upscale high school in Illinois to try and make their NBA dreams come true. Please watch it instead of the new Karate Kid film. You won't be disappointed.